Hello amigos, ¿cómo están? I'm Adam86 and today we're going to be talking about Chivas' awesome, much needed win against CRUZ at home. We ended up winning 2-1, which is absolutely amazing. So let's get straight into it, guys. Obviously, it's going to be a difficult game. We've got this is the second to last game of the season. CRUZ Mazatlan left. And we win those, we secure direct Ligia for the first time in God knows how long, which is awesome. And it didn't get off to a good start. Obviously, it was a very even game. As you can see from the stats, obviously it was the same amount of shots, same amount of shots on target, so roughly the same amount of possession and passing. So that's indicative of how even this game was. But then out of nowhere, really, Antuno of all people went on, ran through into our goal and scored a really good goal. It was a good goal, to be honest with you. It's just it was a shame how he celebrated. There's obviously a little bit of animosity there now. I think undeserved. I think he needed to move away, and we needed to move on from him. And um, yeah, it's a little bit sad to see him celebrating like that. He kind of went on to antagonize people throughout the game. I'll get onto that a bit later, but obviously, you know, it's always a likely a chance that a former player of yours is going to score against you, and this is exactly what happened. So we go into the first half 1-0 down, and we're thinking, okay, it's going to be tough because CRUZ are a good team. They've got good players on their team, and I was sat there at half time thinking, okay, maybe it's going to be difficult breaking these guys down. Vega for me was having a little bit of a quiet game. Mozo was doing quite well. POCHO was popping up as well in important times. Obviously, Wacho I think was had another really good game. Conceded a goal against Antonio, obviously, but I think he had a really good game. I think he had made 3 or 4 really good saves. One of them, I think he tapped it onto the crossbar, which is absolutely epic. And then we go to the second half, and this is where I feel like Chivas has made a change in a positive way this season, where I keep saying something special is happening at Chivas because we don't give up. I think the only time we did give up this season is the America game. As I said before, that's an anomaly. Anomaly. I can't say that word still. Um, so yeah, I mean, one half of me was like, I'm worried that we're not going to get back to this game. Going 1-0 down against a decent team is always worrying. But I'm also thinking, we have fought back multiple times from being down a goal, and this is exactly what happened. Pocho, the captain again, popping up, scoring a really, really good goal, smashing it into the goal. I think Corona could have done better. Sure, he could have done, but Corona, I think, is on the end of his career now. To be fair to him, I mean, he's had a really good career, to be honest. He made a couple of really big mistakes this game. One of them, I think, he could have. I mean, he went through some defenders, so maybe it's not all on him, but I think he still could have done better. But take nothing away from Pocho, man. He pops up, he's a captain. A lot of his work, for me, is done outside of scoring and assisting. He's an absolute leader on the pitch. Um, I would say the most important player on the team now. Some people can say Vega, but I think Pocho's leadership and the things that he does outside of scoring is just really, really important. And it's, if you're gonna need a comeback, then Pocho's the guy that's gonna at least spark that off. So it was a really good goal, 1-1. Okay, thinking okay, game on, and then from that point on, from the moment we scored, I think we controlled the game pretty well. I think the second half was definitely a lot more dominant Chivas than the first half. And then Ronaldo Cisneros comes in and scores a really good goal. He's one of those players that I feel like I wouldn't be too upset if he left Chivas, and if we can get a decent striker in. But the work that Paunovic has done over the last 4 months or so means that Cisneros, Pavel Perez, players of that ilk are raising their game, which is good. It wasn't a particularly difficult goal for Cisneros, so obviously it was a really world class strike from Mozo, which then gets rebounded off from Corona, basically straight into Cisneros, who just taps it in. But what I will say is that you have to have street smarts for that kind of goal. You have to know that there's a chance that he's going to parry it back into the box, and I want to be there if it happens. Um, I mean, all strikers are taught that. You're taught to be in around the box, look for the rebound, look for parries or whatever. But for me, it was the desire. I mean, he could have just sit there and watched Mozo's shot just sail in, but he didn't. He wanted to be in the box because he knew that there was a chance that Corona was going to parry it out, and it did. So you have to be really good enough. You have to be good enough to spot that chance, and he did. He seized upon it. It ended up becoming the winning goal, which is absolutely amazing. Um, so yeah, I mean that was the game in a small tiny nutshell for me. Um, for me, there's several talking points in this game. One is Antuna, obviously the Antuna and Pollo Briseño thing. They were obviously goading each other throughout the entire game. There's loads of pictures of one laughing at the other one shouting at the other, blah blah blah. Bit unnecessarily to see for me. It's a bit disappointing to see that. I'm not quite sure what Antuna's grudge against Chivas is, but it made for an entertaining game, I guess. Um, there was another thing, this tiny little thing about Pocho and Pollo basically yelling at each other and Pollo walking away and Pocho's absolutely screaming at him. I'm in the group chat on Twitter and that was posted and I tweeted out. I replied. I was like, "Dude, I don't care. I don't know what happened. I don't know what they were talking about. But I guarantee you, I'm 100% behind Pocho, because I guarantee you, he's telling Briseño something that he needed to hear. And that's what a captain is supposed to do. If one of your players is acting out of line, does something that annoys you, does something that feels is a detriment to the team or the club, then you're going to call him out. And Pocho is 100% the kind of guy that I think would do that. And yeah, I mean, nothing else has been said about it, so I'm assuming. I mean, I know that it would have been quashed as soon as they got into the changing rooms, into the locker rooms. It's just one of those things. Players yell at each other, teammates yell at each other. But for me, it's because Pacho's the captain. And he's doing so well. He's changed his club around him, Paunovic and Hierro, the triumvirate, I call them. They've changed his club around, but Pocho is the guy on the pitch. He's the one that's actually playing the games, and 100%. If he's yelling at me, telling me to do something, you best believe I'm going to be doing it. He's one of those players that you follow. He's 100% a captain, in my opinion. So yeah, I was telling my mates like he's 100% telling Briseño something that he needed to hear. And I guarantee you they quashed it and they've learned from it and move on. Yeah, so it was a really good game. Obviously, one last thing I want to mention was congratulations to Brizuela. Apparently, it was his 250th appearance for Chivas, which is absolutely amazing. What a career he's had. He's taken a bit of a backseat this season. He's off the bench a lot. Maybe it's because of his age. I don't know, but hopefully he stays at Chivas. Hopefully he retires at Chivas, because I think he's a legend at the club. So congratulations to him, make 250 appearances, which is absolutely amazing. And long may it continue. He's he's been one of the best players for Chivas in recent memory, in my opinion. He's had his ups and downs. Don't get me wrong, but and he's bit of a squad player now rather than the first team player. But he came onto the pitch with 250th appearance, which is absolutely amazing. So big congratulations to him. I love to see him retire at the club. Like I said, I think he's absolutely amazing. So, yes, and then we move on to the Mazatlan game. Obviously, that's in a few days. It's the last game of the season. If we can win that, then yeah, we get directly into the Ligia. Who knows? Like I always say, once you're in the Ligia, nothing's off the table. Everything is possible. And this Chivas team, I tweeted out like, America is the only team that really worries me in this league now. And that's only because they demolished us a couple of weeks back. And that was an anomaly. I think that was just a fluke. They were just a really good team that caught us off guard. And for me, the positive from that game was that there's still work to be done. We can laud and celebrate the direction we're going in all we like, but the job's not done, in my opinion. So yeah, like Panavic said in the video that Chivas released a couple of days ago, like the gear train is approaching, and he wanted to get on it at Cruz Azul. He didn't want to get on it at Mazatlan, and we did that. And obviously the players listened, and the players fought really hard in that game. Um, for him, and he's changed the mentality of the team around hugely. Like I can't even put into words just how much of a change he's impacted with the club. Um, so yeah, the very last thing I want to talk about. So obviously, I mean, I believe we are going to win Mazatlan. It's at home again, and we are turning Akron into a fortress. It's difficult to beat us at the Akron. You have to play it the best. So if Mazatlan do win, it's because they've played out of their skins. I think we will win it. I don't know whether it'll be a comfortable game or not. But I believe we will win it. And yeah, beyond that, Laguerre is Laguerre. It's like it's obviously a tournament, so anything goes, and that's the beautiful thing about it. And I'm looking forward to seeing who we have as our first opponent, and I'm also looking forward to seeing where we could finish, because we could finish as high as I think third or second. I think second might be still available to us. So if other results go our way, we could finish quite high up the table. So it's going to be interesting. But the last thing I wanted to talk about was a rumor that came out, I think yesterday, about 24 hours ago. Um, I think it was an MLS report saying that Inter Miami were interested in Paunovic. That just made me laugh. Um, when I first saw it, I was like, that's quite funny. It doesn't seem like for me anyway. It doesn't seem like one of those articles that has any kind of basis in fact. I think it's just one of those rumors that journalists put out, just to get clicks. And you put Chivas' name in anything, it's gonna get clicks. And that's just it is what it is. Um, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought, well, you know what, the impact he's had at this club so far. He's been there. He's only been there for 4 months. I think 4.5 months. Feels a lot longer actually. It feels like he's been there for about a year, but he's only been there for 4-ish months, and the impact he's made not only on the club but the fans. I mean, I've never seen Chivas Twitter so positive. Like it's been really nice this season actually, and long may that continue. Um, but of course, that impact at a big club is going to have repercussions, and the repercussions of that is we are going to start seeing now this club is in for Paunovic, this club is interested in Paunovic, blah blah blah, which is to be expected. But like I said earlier, we can celebrate what's happened at this club so far, even if we don't win the league, or we only go so far in the league here. Things have changed. It's changed in a good way at this club, and Paunovic's work has only just started, in my opinion. He's only just started to do what he wants to do. I guarantee you that he had a list of things he wanted to do when he joined the club, and he hasn't barely started taking any of them off yet. It's just he's a really good coach. He's gelled well with the players, and he's getting the best out of the players we have. I still feel like we need to move on for a couple of players, and we need to bring some more players in. I think we need to get a better striker, in my opinion. Daniel Rios just hasn't been it. Cisneros has kind of popped in now and then, but I just don't think he's as prolific as we need him to be. And obviously JJ Macias, I'm really, really sorry for him. Like, this was going to be his season, in my opinion. Having him, Vega, and Pocho in the same team, with Alvarado as well, with Mozo, with Beltran, I think that could have been a really special season for him. It's just sucked so bad that he got injured. But we still, I mean, I'm hoping that we keep him at the club and he recuperates fully and then we reintegrate into the team. But that might not be for a few more months yet. Like, that's a ways down the line. And we need a new striker soon, in my opinion. The striker is the one position for me that needs to be topped up, in my opinion. But like I said, go back to Padovic. Obviously, um, he's doing such a good job that there's gonna be some of these articles now where certain players want him. I tweeted out about Inter Miami being like a drop down, downgrade. That's only because it's Miami are an absolute mess. I mean, that's not really a dig at the MLS. I just think that it's Miami in particular are just in the mud right now. And why would he go there? I think that's arguably more of a rebuild job than the one he's doing at Chivas. Um, Unless he's been in MLS before, he might not be that keen on going back there. Um, at the moment, things are going good, and you can't complain. And even when Chivas are doing badly, like I always tell people, like Chivas are a big club. They are still a big club, one of the biggest clubs in Mexico, and people laugh at me, and I'm like, well, nobody scrutinizes players the way they scrutinize Chivas players. Um, our coach has been at the club for 4 months, and he's already been linked to move away because he's doing such a good job. And other teams are just paying attention now. So I think we are going to start seeing more of these articles. Maybe articles about POCHO getting his move. I'm preparing myself for Vega to be linked to Europe again. We'll see what happens with that. But right now, things are brilliant with Chivas right now. I couldn't ask for much more, to be honest with you. You take the America result away, we've had an incredible season. Like, there's no getting around that. There's no arguing with that. We've had an incredible season. And yeah, I mean, anything can happen, and I'm buzzing, and I can't wait for the Mazatlan game, and then I can't wait for Ligia. And the dream for me is still alive. Like Chivas could win this league. I think they're good enough to win this league. And I think even if we face America again, I think we learned lessons from that game, and I just feel like anything is possible, and that's such a world away from what I felt a year ago, 12 months ago. Anyway, guys, I've rambled on long enough. So yeah, um, let me know in the comments what you think the Mazatlan result's going to be. Let me know in the comments if you think Paunovic could go. What do you think about the gear? Do you think we can get far in it? Do you think, touch wood, we can even win the league? Do you think that he might sell some players this season? Who do you think he would sell? And who do you think should come in? I think we need a striker. I think that's our main area that we need to replace in. But let me know who we should buy, and also if there are other positions that you think we should replenish in. So let's talk about a Wally, I think, a goalkeeper coming in on a free. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it might be a nice goalkeeper to come in and challenge Mocho. But I think Mocho's secured his number one spot for now, if I'm being honest. But let me know in the comments. We'll have a chat. And yeah, I'll be back for the Mazatlan result, whenever that's going to be. And then, yeah, it's all the gear time, baby. So, yeah, take it easy, guys. And I'll see you guys very soon. Adios.